Hi guys, it's PanelHopper again with my millennial pause to back with a video to talk about the complete series 14 or season 1 of Doctor Who. The finale, Empire of Death, aired today my time. I've just finished watching it, and rather than do a review of the whole episode or just the episode, because for me I think it's difficult to pass, I'm going to do the whole series, compare it with other more recent series, and just do that. So, if I were to give an overview of my thoughts, I would start by asking you to call back to the Flux, the final 13th Doctor series, and think about how weakly that ended, and how difficult and how much good ideas, like having a female doctor and having different companions from a different area of the world, those good ideas were let down by the poor execution of the Chibnall era. I think, overall, that this series of Doctor Who has less of that problem, but it's not entirely gone. So, Ncuti Gatwa is brilliant as the Doctor. Millie Gibson is a brilliant foil for him. And they work really well in, let's say, 4 of the 8 episodes we have. No, not 4, 5. The episodes that I really like would include the stretch that goes from Boom straight through to Rogue. So that's Boom, 73 Yards, Dot and Bubble, and Rogue. The episode, The Devil's Cord, I did not like as much as those 4, but it is not terrible. So I liked the premise of Devil's Cord, and I liked Maestro as a villain. It was massively let down because, I was worried it was going to be a musical. I've talked before about how I don't think Doctor Who should do a musical episode, because I think musical episodes, despite loving musicals, musical episodes are too self-aware and they become difficult to watch because of how self-aware they are. Devil's Cord was just about to dodge that bullet, and it became unwatchable right in the last 30 seconds when There's Always a Twist at the End song came on, and it was legitimately bad. I think between that and the Goblin song, if there's any lesson to be taken from this series, it will be that Murray Gold isn't very good at writing songs, which is a shame because he's a good composer. So, what about the episodes that the 2 episodes that I really didn't like? Unfortunately, they have to be the very first episode, which is Space Babies, which was a huge gamble for the first episode, considering that it is simultaneously quite niche, because you have to find babies in a science fiction setting to be as adorable as the author wants you to find them, and there were also bits of it that were rehashing bits from End of the World, the second episode or the first proper episode of the second episode of the original first series in 2005. And it just, even though I don't mind babies and I don't have a problem with the premise, it just didn't work well as a series opener. And and so it comes across weak. And I have the same problem with the episode we've just seen today, Empire of Death, because Empire of Death had this great lead-in with Legend of Ruby Sunday, and then it's just weak all the way through. I didn't get a lot of the answers that I wanted, but neither did I get more teases. The answers that were there were fine, but maybe not as impactful, because we hadn't had enough time with Ruby Sunday to that I think that it's fine to tell your audience you invested too much into who Ruby Sunday's mother was. It's not fine to tell the audience that you should never have done that when you're the one writing it. I'm not the only one who thinks that, and I think that's how it will come across. Sutek, however, remains a great villain, and I don't do individual videos for episodes, but in this particular example, I will say that that I really liked The Return of Sutek. I know some people have complained that it's too niche a reference, but I think you could dismiss the entire series as being a niche reference in 2024 because it was already, something that only nerds liked in 2005, and now we're 20 years on. Much fewer people watch the show, and you wouldn't if the only way you could bring back Doctor Who villains is by having people already know them, you would never bring back any villain except the Daleks, which is by far the most popular and well-known Doctor Who villain. So I don't think criticising Sunak as being too niche is correct, but I do think that Empire of Death didn't work the way it was needed to work. It had great build-up in Legend of Ruby Sunday and then just fell flat. I didn't hate it because, again, I said earlier in the video, Ncuti Gatwa and Willie Gibson are great actors. Ncuti Gatwa was great as the Doctor. That does a lot of carrying in these episodes, Space Babies and Empire of Death, that I don't like. In the episodes that I do like Boom and 73 Yards and Dot and Bubble and Rogue, that was prime Doctor Who for me. And that's more of what this series should do. And that's why I was asking you to think back to a series like Flux, where you had a good idea, poorly executed. In these episodes, we had great ideas, executed really well, proof that Doctor Who can still do it. And what I want from Series 2, although we won't know this, because Series 1 and Series 2 of this new block of, I'm going to call them Series 14 and Series 15. Series 14 and Series 15 are filmed back to back. So any problems in this series might occur in the next series, but we just won't know. But I think it's proof that, Ncuti Gatwa was a good choice for the Doctor. Willie Gibson was a good choice for the Companion. All of these things, they all contribute to proof, in my mind, that Doctor Who can still do these things. And that's why I think I will still call this an improvement, bookended by some very weak, bookend at the very start and the very beginning by some very weak episodes. I think that, if I had to sum it up in one sentence, it would be proof that Doctor Who can still work. And I just hope that Series 2 builds on it. And that's all I have to say, really. I don't know if I'll come back to these thoughts. I might do an overview of the show from 2005 to 2025 next year, depending on whether or not it's still on. I hope it is. I'm the kind of Doctor Who review YouTuber who wants the show to continue as long as possible. I think it always can, as long as it keeps changing itself. And I think that this series is proof that it can still do that. And overall, I liked it. It's like it's going to get a 75% score from me, a 7 out of 10. Or an 8 out of 10, really. Anyway, that's it. I'll see you guys later. Bye.